Hello, my name is Jeff Jamielo, and today I'm going to talk about projection, psychological projection, and really the definition of that one is the idea that people project onto others what they are doing. You see this a lot in people who are protecting their ego a lot, where their ego will put up a protection and say, you are this, but it's actually them. I don't know if you could actually say that they're doing it to protect the delicateness of their ego, of their psyche, that they don't want to feel alone maybe in their thinking. Like, it's kind of like the thought of everyone's a serial killer. Maybe. I don't know any. But projection is actually very funny. I think everyone does project a little bit, but not a lot. A lot of people, a lot. To the point where actually the federal government and the FBI actually use profilers, actually profile you. Projection. It's not hard. Throughout my life, I've been accused, I've been accused of cheating on my wife, by my wife. I go, but I've never cheated on her. I've never cheated on her because I've seen the effects of cheating on a person. I've witnessed it. I've been the one that was cheated upon. I've seen it destroy a family. My mother and my father didn't have a real good relationship because she suspected he cheated his entire life. So think about that a second. How does that impact you? It a lot. And especially when you're growing up and you see the destruction it causes, you don't have a tendency to say, yeah, I don't want a part of that. Now, if you're oblivious to it, well, But as I said, constantly I was getting told that I was cheating. How? How can I even cheat? I go to work and I come back. Now, if I'm cheating with someone, it's with you. But that's a psychological defense against what they're doing. So, my wife, she cheated a lot. You can tell. They accuse me of lying all the time. I go, about what? What does it mean to lie about? I don't lie about anything. Well, I take it back. I used to lie about some things. If you ask me if that dress looks tight on you, I'm probably going to lie to you because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I'm working on that. I'm still working on it even to this day. So if you want that honest opinion, you may go find someone else to ask that question to, because there is some love there and I don't want to hurt you on that one. But I've also been told that that's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why. I generally project in the opposite manner, and my projection is I believe everybody is honest, truthful, and optimistic. So when I first meet somebody, that's the impression I'm giving off, and that's the impression I'm giving. I'm giving off, and that's the impression I'm giving to you. That's the read I'm getting from you. Is we're going to start at that as a baseline. Is that, hey, I'm optimistic. I trust you. You can give me a reason not to trust you. Should I not trust you? So I trust them. And usually what happens is you get a very unusual reaction. Either the reaction will be, wait, why is this person so trusting? And they'll actually ask you. Okay? Which usually throws up the red flag of, oh, maybe I shouldn't trust this person. Or they start immediately trying to use that information for something. Or B, they just freak out. They're not used to people like me. I go, but the side effect of that is if they want to actually use and abuse the situation, that's fine. It won't take long before I realize that you actually are not being honest at all. So what you're portraying, what you want to portray, and what you are two different things, which means I don't really want to deal with you. The law of polarity. I'm not a big person that believes in you should act differently than you speak. I act the way I am, and I say what I say. I believe it. If you don't believe it, why are you saying it? It's an in real life thing. Everything is an in real life thing. There's no such thing as not in real life, with me anyway. But the fact remains is, from a projection perspective, I project out all that, and even the Lord's working with me about reading the red flags, because I have a tendency not to read the red flags and be optimistic and say, well, people can change. Just like most people don't know that just like souls can change, angels and demons can change too. They can actually heal too. Oh, didn't you know that, did you? That's why you're a healer, you will irritate people. You will irritate the demons that are in them, because you're actually kind of healing them when you're presence. Uh-oh. That's why it's very funny, because you'll see a lot of projection coming out when you first meet somebody. I know I do. They go ballistic on me all the time. And I found it interesting that the way it was described to me was, I'm a mirror. So if you cheat, or you cheat in your taxes, you look at me, you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that I cheated my taxes. So it's kind of like you're judging yourself, actually, not me. Because I never told you that. I go, but you just imply that, and that's what comes into your head. And that's what people begin to think. And then, so if you pay attention, what people talk about after that is, oh, he was a snob. I'm like, have you met me? Really? And that's what's funny about it is they get this idea, and then the Lord kind of goes over and spanks them a little bit and says, by the way, pay attention. You judged him. You weren't supposed to judge. But realistically, I'm none of that. I go, but from a projection perspective, I generally project that out. And as I said, I do some mirroring for those that have some healing still to do. People who don't want to heal, they see what they want to see in me. So, and what's usually funny is they see really funny stuff. I sit there. I said my wife was accusing me of cheating. She originally accused me of stealing money somehow. Yet she has a house that she stole from me, by the way, while we were married. Sold it to my oldest stepdaughter. Yeah, like I didn't know that one. But unfortunately, you can't, because of the way marriages work, you can't actually put your wife in jail. I'm looking into that to see if I can, because that would be more entertaining. But from a projection perspective, what's funny is actually my little brother. My little brother worked at a bank, and 3 or 4 times a day, he would literally check his bank account. Like the bank account he had with them. And anyone, talk to any police officer, they'll tell you that is projection 101 there. That's the sign of criminal activity. The mere fact you keep checking your bank account like that, you're up to fraud somewhere. Just telling you right now. There's no way. It's just very weird. It's very weird behavior. It's kind of like people who go check their mailbox every couple of minutes to looking for something. Like, do you steal people's mail? Same thing with cheating, or people who call each other, he's an alcoholic, or he's a drug user. As I said, very interesting what they came up with, what they keep coming up with. Other one my brother used to like, my brother actually, he was a serial fornicator. He would literally have girl A, B, and C on the go all the time. To the point where he cheated. Cheating was part of his regime at that point. And pretty sure he was married and he was still doing it. because he got caught with his first marriage, got caught cheating, and I'm pretty sure that continues. And I'm pretty sure that's a family trait in the Jamillo family. Hence the reason I'm a curse breaker and didn't go down that route. Hence the reason I don't cheat, because I know what it does. Regardless, projection. People project a lot. God just reminds me that you should probably pay attention when they do project, because the more red flags you get in the beginning, the easier your relationship is going to be. Because if you're going to bail, you want to bail quickly. You don't want to stick around. That's what I've learned. Because you don't want to be around with bad projection, bad. And it's generally everybody. I generally project, and what's really funny about myself is you can think of it, I look at people through a different lens. I start with the lens of, I trust you. But once that lens is, once that's tainted and I can't use that lens anymore, it's forever tainted. And that's not to say I can't forgive people, but it's a very uphill route at that point. There's really no forgiveness in that, because at this point, everything you've done throughout the entire chain, because it's usually not just one. Once you find a lie, one lie tracks to another lie, tracks to another lie, to another lie. And literally it's like you got 100 lies, and the answer is, I can't forgive 100 lies. I forgive all your lies. I go, but I don't want you back in my life, because how many more out of this 100 are there? There could be 100 off of this. So I'm out of here. Like they say, forever forward. So past relationships, they're gone. Generally, past work relationships, I don't go back to them either, because I'd rather go to an unknown quantity than a known quantity. There's a lot of people that go back to a job that they've left. I go, no. First of all, you're coming into a weakened position to start with, because at this point they think you can't get another job somewhere else. Second of all, you're coming to this job, and at this point, that's a recipe for use and abuse some more. You think you're going to get a pay raise? Really? Maybe they need to feel some pain. You could arguably say, well, maybe if they give me a pay raise. I go, actually, the fact they're giving you a pay raise actually is to keep you there for another 2 years. Think of it that way. But as I said, I'm in it for the knowledge. So generally, when I left the company, any company, I moved forward. It was a different company, usually totally different line of work. Programming for manufacturing, programming for credit cards, it's never the same industry twice, the way it's currently being. So I'm assuming eventually I'll be moving into the medical profession eventually, programming there. I said, but as I said, it's just very bizarre. Just I'll be honest with you, I don't know if projection is good or bad. I think it's bad per se, because generally the people who do project, you're projecting negativity, and you're projecting what you are. It's just sometimes we don't pay attention to it. And that's why I want to get people to understand, is you may want to pay attention to it. It's not that my brother's a scumbag, which, if you ever heard my story, he cheated on his wife. And one day he'll eventually be in jail for something. But that is psychological projection. So you may want to get with other people and find out, what are you projecting to other people? And make sure you're projecting something maybe positive. Why can't you project inspiration? Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of times I do project inspiration on people, and what was it called? What is that Tony Robbins crap? So you're one of those. One of those people who don't, are basically just a hater, period. And then you wonder why your life sucks. I don't know why. I do know this. If I put more positive energy out there, I get positive energy back. Hence the reason, as much as I'm told to watch the red flags, I will still trust and still believe. What are my choices? To hate everybody? Don't get me wrong. There's some people on that list that I forgive them, but I'll let you be over there. I want nothing to do with you whatsoever. Matter of fact, if we do have to get together again, I think lawyers will be involved. And maybe some law enforcement. But as I said, I want nothing to do with any of them. And I said, I have at this point, I've divorced my family too. So they had their time, like most things in life. If you're a healed person, or on your healing journey, I should say, you can't stick around toxic people. And if your family's toxic, what do? You can't fix them. You can't heal them. You can just walk away. And what I do is every year or so, I contact them. Let's go do dinner somewhere. So it's about an hour. You know for a fact it's about an hour. Hell, I'll even pay for it. Go pay for it. Have dinner with them. Listen to what they talk. What are they talking about? Same garbage as they did a year ago, the year before, 20 years ago. Nothing changed. So if nothing changed, don't waste any more effort on the relationship. Now, mind you, it'd be a little bit more difficult if you had kids, but nothing to do with projection, but you can divorce your family. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.